I heard you say, I don't know if it's in the book, I heard you in an interview say, you said these preachers or leaders, Christian leaders, are not praying for people, they're preying on them. Can you explain what you meant by that?
I don't remember saying that, but I'm sure you paraphrase in some kind of way. It's like a lot of the so-called ministers and preachers and different people we got out here, they're not teaching you to worship God, they're teaching you to worship them, okay? God don't need money in that way, and there has never been a God recorded that lived in high riches like all of the people that say they represent God do today. It's not a necessity, okay? In fact, when you really are strong in your faith, you don't even want a lot of material things as proof that you are in contact with God. You know, the blessing is survival. The blessing, the supreme blessing, is peace, which is something we don't have. We don't have peace. We're not even familiar with it, other than saying peace or peace and love and things like that. But as a way of life, as to practice it in our homes and over our children so that we can model a new idea. That's the only way to change a people. You change their idea. You don't have to change their environment. You don't have to charge them nothing. You don't have to join no group. Just change your idea. And the rest of all of you will get in line with that, and you will be successful in whatever that idea is. Now, that idea can be robbing a bank. That idea can be murdering somebody. But if you get in agreement in your mind to do it, it can turn out all kinds of ways. So we should get in agreement in our mind to practice doing things a different way, to raise our children a different way, and stop treating the children like they are a burden, you know, and that they are in the way. And all that talk about the children are the future. Well, we're looking at the future now. Do we like it? No, we don't like it. Our children are savage running the streets. We've let them get raised up on all the nonsense on every media that we could afford to buy them. That's not anything we're proud of. They're very ignorant and disrespectful and embarrassing, and most of us are afraid of them because they're so savage. They have no predictability. I had a high school ask me to come and speak to the seniors because that one book I have, Things Your Parents Should Have Told You, it was required reading in a lot of schools at one time that the children had to read this and understand it before you get your diploma, especially in New York. And so I would look at the condition of the children and recognize that we're looking at the tomorrow. And we don't have an alternate plan. There's a few good brothers out here with some schools now for black boys especially. Okay, we need that. We need them for the girls. And that's another thing I want to mention. We need to start letting our little boys play with dolls. Now, this is a campaign that I'm trying to get started. They need to play with dolls because we got young men out here and older men that the child interrupt a video game, they knock it out with their fists. They beat them, they kill them, they don't know how to discipline them physically, they go too far, they punching them with their fists. They're doing a lot of things to these babies, taking their frustration out on them and anger out on them because they don't relate to it. They don't know how to deal with it. So we tend to just teach motherhood as if that's all you need, while on the other hand, we're talking about you need the father in the home, when we don't consider teaching you all fatherhood. There ain't no magic in none of it. We have to be taught everything. And so if we teach the father how to relate to the child and the baby, maybe he'll do a little different. We can't just teach the mother how to be a mother, and if the father don't know it. And that that got past me too. Why do we think that you all automatically have that? You've been up under the same slave master's grandchildren and great-grandchildren and enemy that we have been under. So we have all been affected in our way of thinking. We're not doing things like we used to do them, and so we're not getting that result anymore. It's too many variables. We have allowed too much to get into our children's head. And we have let them see bad models, children cursing their parents out, fighting their parents, doing all of those kind of things. You know, that hasn't worked. And so people say I'm old school. Now, I'm on the system that worked. The one we got now has not worked, is not working, and will not. we have to be able to have some input into those kind of things. We got young people now that don't even know personal hygiene. So whose responsibility is it to teach that?
That's a big thing. I taught in public school.
Yes,
in Philly for
yes,
years,
absolutely.
And like people don't acknowledge that kids don't know basic hygiene,
The girls or the boys?
and they're not taught. You know.
No, no. And and we have some other sexual things that are going on. Life, everything is a trend. Okay? And we jump on trends because we don't have no self, and so we can mimic everybody. That's why we do so good in all of them pictures. Will Smith was Muhammad Ali. Jamie Foxx was Ray Charles. We can turn into anybody because there's nothing in there for us to hold on to as a base. Okay? That lack of knowledge of self, God and the devil, has left us, we're just blind, deaf, and dumb in the sense. Not dumb like stupid. We the smartest people here. But dumb and not being able to speak or hear or talk about things that make sense and are good plans. Okay? And right now, in looking on the internet, you have adult black women shaking their naked behinds to the camera. Okay? This is the kind of desperation that we have for the black man who we say we can't get along with. Okay? But everything that we do is to attract you. However we dress, however raunchy, whatever it is to attract you. Okay? Whatever kind of makeup, hair, long hair, fingernails, anything artificial that we add to ourselves is because of our low self-esteem and low value for ourselves, and we think we have to have something made by somebody else to adorn ourselves with to get your attention. It all leads back to you. God is a man. All right? Everything leads back to you, even if we're fighting you. Okay? We want y'all way more than you want us. You all don't. We make it seem like it's the opposite way. Okay? But the desperation that we live in because of our loneliness and not being able to mate, even intellectually.